Hello there. I was just reading this book from my local library. I'm Karen from CollectPeanuts.com, and today we're going to be talking about library books. Let's get started. We're not even going to change camera angles on this one. So I have this version of Peanuts Classics. This actually is from my local library that I wouldn't have had access to. Somebody's made a new cover for this by the name of Sarah Heaver. If you're out there, Sarah, let us know. Usually I do not collect old library books because they look like this. Well, maybe not quite like this. Maybe a little bit more like this. They've got tape on them. They're raggedy. They smell like a library, which it's good and bad. The binding is completely shot. There's a reason this one was taken out of the library. And there's probably marks and missing pages and tears and water damage. Get this nice pocket in the back. And I don't even want to think about all the germs. They're in this Peanuts Treasury book. Here's a few more in my collection. I usually get these from other collectors, like I buy a collection and these are in there, so I just hang on to them. So these are Fawcett Crest books that were made into library books. That one's on the floor now. Now you can tell a library book from a regular hardback book by what they're bound in. It's always this really, really tough cardboard. Sometimes you'll see stuff like this where you can tell it's from the Albuquerque Public Schools. And also on the back, you can see it says permabound on this one. I believe the libraries probably either buy these books directly from somebody who binds them for libraries, or maybe they buy them and send them to be bound. I don't really know. I'm not a librarian. Now on this one, you can tell that somebody has taken the original cover and just sort of laminated it on the front of this thick cardboard cover. So that's another thing you'll see with library books. And whether or not you want to collect library books, you know, that's up to you. Don't let my collecting habits determine your collecting habits, because it's your collection, not my collection, so do whatever the heck you want. Now the reason I'm talking about library books and how I never collect them is because I accidentally collected some. I found this eBay listing with all these lovely books. We've got Peanuts Every Sunday, It's a Dog's Life, Charlie Brown, The Unsinkable Charlie Brown, You Can Do It, Charlie Brown. Trying to read upside down. Again, I'm not a librarian. And finally, You're Out of Your Mind, Charlie Brown. Now, the interesting thing about these was the listing said they're Holt, Rinehart, and Winston. But these don't look like any Holt, Rinehart, and Winston books I've ever seen. Usually Holt, Rinehart, and Winston books look like this. And sometimes they look like this. But what they never look like is this. So I was very intrigued. So when I got them, I noticed, well, first they're this really hardcover bound. And on the back there is a logo that says FLB, which I was not familiar with. And inside, Rose wrote her name. But other than that, there was no indication that these were library books. And if we turn to the inside, we see, yes, indeed, it is a Holt, Rinehart, Winston book. And if we turn the page, we see that it says Mattel, which further intrigued me because I didn't know the Mattel books came like this. So the Mattel books look like this. but they're double books, so they also look like that. So you see each book is 2 books in one. So now we have a mystery on our hands. We know where the insides of this book came from, but how did it get this fancy cover, and who is FLB? So I was able to find out who FLB was with a little help from Nancy Drew. Some Nancy Drew collectors really like these FLB covers from the library, so they seek them out, and there is an online guide to all the different Nancy Drews that are in this fancy library binding. So luckily I was able to find out something about this book. It's the Follett Library Binding. I was not able to find any other FLB Peanuts books out there anywhere. As far as I know, maybe these are the only ones. It's a mystery with more to be solved, but I don't think Nancy Drew can help me with more of it. But if you know more about these books, please reach out and let me know. I would love to know how these books got made. Now, some interesting observations about these books. They don't have any other library indications in them. There's no place where the card would have gone. There's no like stampings. They're actually really, really clean. Like there's a few things that I've seen, like the rose in the front cover, but other than that, they're just really nice looking. They don't smell like they've been in the library. Now here's the FLB version of It's a Dog's Life, Charlie Brown. You can see Snoopy is eating in front of the television. And here's the original Holt, Rinehart, and Winston. And here's the 12th printing of the Holt, Rinehart, and Winston book. And here's the Mattel version. So not much change in the cover. So you must be wondering, where did they get this cover from? So if we look inside the book, there it is. That's where they got the cover. Here we have Peanuts Every Sunday in the Mattel version. And here we have Peanuts Every Sunday in the original Holt, Rinehart, and Winston. And here we have the FLB version. Definitely different from what is on the cover. But what's interesting is if we look at Peanuts Every Sunday, it has Linus and Charlie Brown in the pumpkin patch, which does not correspond to this. So where did they get this picture? Oh, there it is. There it is. I found it. I found it. And you notice anything a little bit different? For some odd reason, they put a star on Charlie Brown's hat. I don't know why. I don't know why. So these are very interesting, odd books. I'm so glad I was able to find them and share them with you guys. If you want to see more videos like this where I find weird, obscure Peanuts collectibles, do be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel so you can see those future videos, and if you want to help us a little bit more, come join us on patreon.com where you can help sponsor these videos and help pay for all the stuff behind the scenes like equipment and website hosting and all that good stuff. You can also visit us online at collectpeanuts.com where you can buy stuff for your own collection and see a little bit more of my collection. Happy collecting, everyone! Bye!